I'm Alexa Lavoie reporting for Ribbon News from the 2023 Annual General Meeting AGM of Canada National Firearms Association, NFA, in Brossard, Quebec. The NFA exists to promote, support, and protect all safe firearms activities, including the right of self-defense, firearms education for all Canadians, freedom and justice for Canada firearm community. They also advocate for legislative change to protect the right to own and use firearms. You might be aware of the recent threat from the Trudeau Liberals to strip legal firearm owners from their right to own, use, and collect firearms. That's where Bill C-21 comes into play. It's a proposed piece of legislation that aims to amend aspects of the current firearm law, including a ban on certain semi-automatic rifle, pistol, and shotgun that are currently legal in Canada. Unfortunately, this ban unfairly targets law-abiding guns owners who use their firearms for legitimate purpose, such as hunting and sport shooting. It's important to note that this law doesn't address the illegal black market firearms, which are used in the majority of gun crimes committed in Canada. Public Safety Minister Marco Mendicino has stated that the amendment to Bill C-21 will include a new definition of prohibited firearm that encompass certain assault-style rifle. This has caused a stir among guns owners, as the term has been frequently used by the Liberals to target a broad set of commonly owned firearms and to demonize the people who own them. This has led to confusion intended to misinformation and scare the public about legal firearms and what they are used for to push Trudeau gun grab agenda. Today, I'm attending the NFA Annual General Meeting to speak with attendees and firearm owners about the government threat to confiscate their property. The Trudeau government must stop punishing law-abiding guns owners and keep their hands off our guns. If you agree, please sign our petition at handsofourguns.ca.
The Firearm Act is a little bit complicated. Things change a lot. There's new bills, there's new law coming into force, and people are lost. Like, there's still people with firearms that don't even know that you need a license. Like, not everyone lives in the city and they have access to internet and phones. Like, some people live with a life of subsistence and they don't even know about that. So we make sure that we try to inform, we keep people updated with the latest firearms news.
So I'm with Guy Morin. He is the owner of GMF Security, but also is the president of All Against Quebec Firearm Registry.
On s'est battu contre le registre québécois, puis depuis environ 3 ans, depuis que le fédéral a sorti le décret du 1er mai sur les armes semi-automatiques, le ban des handguns ainsi que le C-21, bien, c'est sûr que moi, j'ai continué sur ce sujet-là pour la raison simple, c'est que je suis la personne la plus connue, donc c'est plus simple d'aller chercher le monde. Avant que Trudeau et les libéraux arrivent, on était dans le contrôle des armes à feu. On contrôlait, on réglementait supposément mieux les armes à feu. La plupart des choses ne servent absolument à rien. C'est simplement pour mettre des bâtons dans les roues pour que le citoyen normal ait de moins en moins d'armes à feu. Mais c'était, exemple, un registre. Enregistrer une arme, ça n'empêche pas quelqu'un de tirer avec, ça n'empêche pas quelqu'un d'aller au club de tir, d'aller à la chasse, etc. Avec les armes restreintes, exemple, un permis de transport, c'est bien plate, ça sert à rien, mais ça n'empêche pas quelqu'un d'aller au club de tir. Tandis que là, présentement, ce qui se passe avec le C-21 et le ban des semi-automatiques et armes de poing, le problème, c'est que là, on est dans la révocation de possession à long terme. Pourquoi? Parce que là, on bannit des armes de poing qui fait qu'il n'y en aura plus sur le marché et les jeunes propriétaires, nouveaux ou les peut-être futurs propriétaires, ne pourront pas avoir ce privilège.
And do you think that the people will probably be as much volunteer as they think to bring back their gun in exchange of money?
Yeah, maybe some people will do it. Like I said, I don't think the police will come to your door. I think it will be an optional buyback. They did in '95. Like they will be grandfather probably, because like anyway it's going to cost too much to Canadian taxpayers. Like there's no way. Like we remember the old gun registry, the National Gun Registry, and it was a failure. Like it cost like more than $2 billion. And I mean, like I don't see the government buying back like the property of Canadians. Like it's way too much.
La majorité des armes qui bannissent, ils ne savent pas ce qu'ils sont pas enregistrés à cause le registre fédéral n'existe plus. Les seules armes qui savent, au niveau, quand on parle de ceux qui pourraient racheter, c'est les armes semi-automatiques comme les AR-15. C'est les seuls qui savent qui les a présentement. Mais moi, c'est sûr et certain, pour moi, les autres feront bien ce qu'ils veulent, mais moi, c'est sûr et certain que mes armes ne sont pas à vendre, ne sont pas données et je vais les garder. S'ils veulent les avoir, bien, ils auront juste à venir les chercher, mais ça m'étonnerait qu'ils viennent. La violence armée dans les villes avec des armes illégales faites par des criminels qui s'entretuent, ça va juste continuer à augmenter. La violence armée qui est avec des gens qui ont des problèmes de santé mentale et de maladie mentale va juste continuer parce que, peu importe avec l'objet, parce que la maladie mentale, la santé mentale est en augmentation. Fait que même si on bannirait des armes légales détenues par des citoyens légitimes qui ont tous les permis, ça donne rien. De toute façon, toutes les statistiques le prouvent. Les armes légales au Canada, détenues légalement par des propriétaires avec tous les permis, c'est moins de 1% de tous les homicides, suicides par arme à feu au Canada, plus précisément 0,047%. Fait que ça change absolument rien. Le problème de la criminalité armée, les gangs de rue qui s'entretuent, c'est 90% des armes qui viennent des États-Unis ou des armes 3D, les armes qui sont les ghost guns qu'on appelle. C'est vraiment là le problème, c'est là qu'ils peuvent faire quelque chose. Et la seule mesure qu'ils ont faite qui est intéressante dans le C-21, c'est l'amendement a été voté. Si ça passe, bien, c'est l'obligation d'avoir le PPA, le permis de possession d'acquisition d'armes à feu, pour être capable d'acheter des pièces d'armes à feu sur certaines pièces qui n'étaient pas comme ça avant et qui faisaient que des criminels pouvaient fabriquer des armes plus facilement.
Well, I think you got to remove like the illegal firearms, and we know that the illegal firearms cross the border. They're not sourced from the Canadian market. Some of them, but like it's a low percentage, like less than 2%. So that's not the problem. That's really not the problem. It's the illegal firearm that comes in, or ghost firearms. Like that's the main problem. Like the government seems to be so late on new technology. Right now, like you can have 3D printers and you can basically find any parts you need and build it on the market here.
Si le taux de criminalité est vraiment majoritairement relié à les armes qui sont illégaux, pourquoi le gouvernement tient donc fermement à retirer ces armes-là?
C'est purement idéologique. C'est purement idéologique et une question de moralité. Il n'y a pas de raison en dehors du fait qu'ils veulent simplement que les citoyens aient de moins en moins d'armes légales en circulation, tout simplement, parce que ça ne change absolument rien. Et pour les politiciens, quand il arrive un drame avec une arme à feu, ça leur donne un os à gruger, ça leur donne quelque chose à aller faire de la politique dessus, parce que là, on met ça sur le dos de l'arme. Quand c'est un autobus, quand c'est un camion, un pick-up, etc., on n'essaye pas de bannir l'objet. Là, on tombe sur la santé mentale, la maladie mentale, et malheureusement, les politiciens, face à la santé mentale, maladie mentale, ils sont pas capables de rien faire.
I think it's an ideology. Since it started back in 1977, those people don't have firearms. They don't want people to have firearms, and that's it. Like the country has been built with firearms. Like the first settlers that came in, they survived like with hunting and trapping, and like it's really a cultural thing. Mm-hmm. Firearms were legal back in the days, even back when we had wars here. Like when we lost the war, the adversary side let us keep our firearms because they knew it was like a thing of survival. Today, we may not say the same thing, but still people use hunting as a mean of subsistence. So that's why we think it's still important. And not only hunting, but like if you're hunting, you want to be a good hunter. And to be a good hunter, you need to be a good shooter. And Canadians always has been known like to be good shooters because like they're always been peaceful and they always train like nicely with firearms.
Il faut tout de suite reconnaître que chez nous, au Canada, grâce aux aides du présent gouvernement libéral, ce programme liberticide a pris une dimension qui dépasse largement la nécessité du moment et qui n'indispose pas de trahir la réalité culturelle fondamentale de notre pays.
This latest fiasco with the government started 3 years ago with the Order in Council, where the government decided to ban 1,500 types of firearms. Now the list is up to 2,000, which they believe are some sort of military rifle. Or Chrystia Freeland, the Deputy Prime Minister, actually said they banned a lot of them because they look scary. So it has slowly been progressing in a tiered approach. It went from the Order in Council, it went to Bill C-71, now Bill C-21, which is a complete freeze on the movement of handguns. It's basically a handgun ban. And with that attaches also by ministerial order, there's no more imports of handguns allowed in Canada for civilian use.
Yeah, you know what? It's important to know that this has nothing to do with public safety and everything to do with political virtue signaling, okay? We're here in Quebec for our AGM because there are a lot of Quebecers here who are absolutely concerned about their rights and property, and they want to do something about it. And NFA is here to support them. We want to make that effort. This is the center of the gun control movement in Canada. We understand this, and this goes all the way back to the tragedy in 1989, L'École Polytechnique, okay? It started here, and if Quebecers stand up for their rights and freedoms, it can end here.
Yeah. And there's more to this than just firearms. This is about people's personal property and personal property rights. What's to stop the government from moving on to your car next or your lawnmower because it's dangerous? You know, this is just another liberal approach to getting rid of Canadians' rights and freedoms.
Mm-hmm. What do you think they would use as a tool for going and search the firearm of the people?
That's a good question because one territory and 3 provinces have already said that they're not going to spend any money on provincial resources to start these seizures, and I'll use the word seizures, of these firearms. They refuse to use provincial resources for that, but the government right now does not have a plan. I know they have some plans where they've been working with the industry to help the industry themselves come and basically seize their own firearms is the simplest way to put it. They've been working with industry to do that, but us as the end users of firearms, they have no plan in the works. They have no money in the works. That's why they're trying to attach this Order in Council ban of 2,000 firearms now to this to Bill C-21 because there is no mention of any kind of buyback, payout, or what they're going to do with these firearms.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we are going to stop these confiscations before they ever get going, okay? This entire current Liberal firearms agenda is a failure just like the long gun registry was. And Canadian taxpayers will have the burden of that if we don't act, if Canadians right across this country don't stand up and say, no, we don't buy your gun agenda, Justin Trudeau, and we will not stand for that in the next election. And I believe that's what's going to happen.
We actually have a legal challenge in process right now that's actually in the deliberation stage. Canada's National Firearms Association funded the Cassie Premack versus Canada case. It was grouped together with several other cases. Ours kind of went in a different direction, and it's under deliberation right now to basically say that there's some problems with this original Order in Council, and it never should have been put in place in the first place. We do have that challenge. It just finished in court, and it's in the judge's hands right now. They were saying anywhere from 6 to 8 months for an answer.
Okay, we can fight this in the courts and have been fighting it in the courts for many, many years now, each successive piece of Liberal legislation. And, you know, if you're fighting in the courts, it's very, very expensive and it takes a very, very long time, and your chances of success are not guaranteed. In the political process, and that's something we've been investing in very, very heavily, as I think Canadians know, that is your best chance to elect a government that respects the rights and freedoms of Canadians and make legislative change like the ending of the long gun registry and the other reforms that we made under the previous Conservative government. We're going to do that again.
This is all politically motivated. The Liberals use firearms, and this will, if the upcoming election and the elections before, as a wedge issue. It separates Canadian voters. It causes a wedge between Canadian voters, and that's their intent. In my opinion, the Liberals aren't concerned about public safety or these ghost guns or these stolen firearms coming into Canada. They're worried about the election and money.
The Trudeau government must stop punishing law-abiding guns owners and keep their hands off our guns. If you agree, please sign our petition at endsofourguns.ca.